Hi, I'm Cristina Victoria Villegas de Moreno, but my government name is Christine Villegas. I'm a Christian Latina who has worked in real estate development and commercial real estate for over 20 years, and in politics on both sides of the aisle before that for 15 years. I am super passionate about community, economic development, generational wealth, and I am so excited for this series.
And I'm Lesley Stevenson, a higher education professional in transition, searching for the next chapter in my life. As I navigate my own path, I felt called to take a deeper look at how faith and finances intersect. And that led us to create this podcast.
Welcome to our 21-day
financial fast, where we embark on a journey to reset our relationship with money rooted in biblical principles.
In each episode, we'll explore how Scripture can guide us toward financial freedom, discipline, and trust in God's provision. Together, we'll reshape our relationship with money, growing as faithful steward of what God has entrusted to us. All right, welcome to day 3. Who owns what you have? Do you want to read the scripture?
Oh, sure. Yeah. So this is Psalms 24, 1 and 2. The earth is the Lord's and everything in it, the world and all who live in it. For he founded it on the seas and established it on the waters.
Amen. So this chapter talks about how often do you use the word mine? Like, who owns what you have? And it's so easy to think about, oh, I own my house, or maybe my mortgage company owns my house, or my car, or all these things. But really, everything on the earth is the Lord's. He owns it all, and we don't own a thing.
Right.
He's given to us, and he's just testing us, right? With like, how are you going to use what I've given you?
Right.
And I think in our society, it's so easy to be like, I'm in control of things, or I'm trying to control something. If I just work longer hours or I work harder, I'm going to make more money. And that's not to say that's not going to happen, but I think it's like we forget to include God on the daily. It's not just Sunday. It's like every moment, every day, everything you have, the breath you take is from God.
Yes.
I think this is really cool to think about, because there's part, and I was listing out some of my debts, especially my student loans. I was like, oh my God, USC owns me. I'm really fighting on for real. Oh, he'll be fighting on with don't drown, girl. Don't drown. But worth it.
It definitely is.
But yeah, so it gives me comfort to feel like, okay, I am where I am, and God has my back.
Right.
And so just to really, I like that this chapter for me is the focus is and should be on God, on all things that we have and that we own, our wants, our needs. The challenge for me in this section was, as it starts to get, we start to get into the regiment of the fast. So here's some of the bullets that the fast will include. And I'm starting my fast on October 1. Today is September. What's the date today? September 23rd. So I'm giving myself a week because this is my birthday month. So I knew I was going to mess up. I wasn't going to be in a financial fast for my birthday. But October 1, this is what's going to happen. Only buy what you need.
And need is in all caps.
Right. And all caps. And it's like, that's the subjective though. What is? All right. Use all cash. Use all cash for purchases for a whole week. Only use credit or debit if you have no other option, like a self-pay parking garage or gas at Costco. No eating out. I am pretty good at that, but I think, 21 days of no eating out, that I'm a social butterfly. And in real estate, everyone expects that you're going to like go to coffee, you're going to take them out for dinner, you're going to do da. And it's kind of, so I feel like no eating out is going to force me to do things like this, like this podcast, like do my real estate marketing in a different way than I have. And it's not going to be based around one-on-one visits, but maybe have to be more like modern and technology based. Only buy necessary items. That is so subjective.
I'm telling you, this chapter, this day, I felt so
Right?
thoroughly
It's like, oh, we're trying to do sit-ups now. Okay.
right. No eating out, girl.
No chips.
It's gonna help me. Maybe I'll lose some weight.
No,
Let's see.
no chips, no movie tickets, and no shoes, even if they're on clearance, unless you don't have any to wear.
Mhm.
I think I'll be all right for 21 days on this part. And then think about the items that you purchased throughout the fast and decide if they are a want, a need, or a wish. I still got to make my list of wants, needs, and wishes. That's
Mhm.
something I like to be. I think I'm talking about the tangible part of like writing things down.
Mhm.
Um, I'm cool. I'm excited about the no eating out because like I kind of on Sundays after church, I like to just kind of veg and think about what's coming up in the week for myself.
Mhm.
So I think about like what meetings do I have? What am I gonna wear? Who am I gonna see? How do I want to show up? Um, am I gonna need to eat out? And then I have to do my meal planning then as well.
Mhm.
So like, kind of look at what I already have in the fridge or the freezer. I went shopping today though, and can I tell you that a chicken breast, like I mean, I hadn't bought meat for a little bit.
Mhm.
A box or a little thing of chicken breast was $20
Yeah.
for 4 breasts.
Right.
Girl, I
I
was
went to
like,
the grocery store earlier this week and I was like, why am I paying $10? I think it was at Trader Joe's. And I got some delicatessen sliced turkey meat. And it was $10 almost.
mm,
And there was only 8 slices of meat in there.
mm.
I wanted to throw that thing of turkey
But
across the store.
for those of us living alone, like it's made me really focus on because I never really used to worry about grocery money. But now I was like, did I just really spend $100 on a bag
Right.
of food?
A bag of food.
But if you got protein in your thing, it's over.
And this is something that I have always like, it's always ingrained in my mind. And I don't know how or where this came. Like probably, I don't even know. We'll get on that on a different day. But I'm always like really calculating out how much this is. So
Mhm.
you think about it, you pay $10, you're paying $20 for some chicken breasts.
I mean, when
And
if it's fair to eat out, you probably would pay the same, but it's just like a sticker shock. It's a sticker shock.
for me, I'm like, at least the meal is cooked, right? Like by the time I get it, I'm not having to cut it up,
But do you know
season
what
it.
went in it? But do you know what went in it?
And this is why we are doing the fast because at that point, by the time I am grabbing my food, I'm hungry.
Mhm.
Am I really thinking about all that right now? No, I'm trying to satiate my hunger. So this is good.
Well, if you wanna have, a session on meal planning and, like, menu planning, I'm your girl.
Yeah,
Happy to do that.
I need it because I'm with you. I haven't started um the actual fast start in this part. I think I'll do it later next month.
Do you wanna start on the same day, October 1?
We can, yeah.
Let's do that.
Because I have, with me moving and having to purchase, I have some larger size purchases that I need to make. So I
Mhm.
was like, I don't want to. And then that's something too, where it's like, I feel like I'm waiting for the perfect moment
Yeah.
to start these things. And there's never going to
Never.
be a perfect moment, even
Completely
though it
understand.
says like, only buy what you need. Well, I need a stove, but then that stove is really expensive and I don't want to have to write that down, right? So
I just have an issue with you having to buy a stove in the first place for an apartment.
girl,
I'm
that
so
is
mad.
a whole other conversation for another day, but I do enjoy where I
Put that
live.
one on blast, though, can we? Just kidding.
I know, right? But I do enjoy where I live, the neighborhood and everything. So I feel like that's just one minor
I
um
mean, like you said, a stove doesn't have to cost that much.
mhm.
It's just on principle to me, I just don't like it. But
Yeah, I agree.
I think it would be cool for us to come back to this section and maybe share, not today, but in a moment, like, what our list of wants, needs, and wishes are.
Yeah, I
I
think
think
that's
the more that you, like, write down, say it out loud, and have that accountability, then it's like as you start to go outside of those lines,
mhm.
we'll both know kinda like, "Oh, but you said you weren't going to do that," or,
Right.
you know
Right. And one of the things I just did want to talk about for this day that was eye opening for me is, and it's mentioned in this chapter and even throughout the book, right, is stewardship and us being stewards. One of something that I want to be more cognizant of and work on when it comes to my relationship with God is recognizing that all of this is for the Lord, right? Like
Mhm.
waking, just even being up and waking up and being in my right mind, having all of my faculties, the time in the day isn't my time, right? And I think that will also, for me, make me more thoughtful and intentional in making more meaningful decisions on what it is that I do with the money. But then I'm also kind of thinking about time too, because for me, I always tell people time to me is more valuable than
Oh, yeah,
dollars
you
in my
never get it
pocket,
back.
right?
Never get it back.
So those two things.
How funny, and as we said that, I scanned the QR code for the take action page of this part,
Mhm.
and it says, "Read the 5 reasons you might miss the mark with stewardship here." Super confident, I think. So agree. Limiting beliefs, scarcity mindset, lack of leverage, focus on what's missing, and lack of clear goals.
Mhm.
And it says you are a steward of your time because you can never get it back. It's like, boom, you just said it.
Oh,
You just
right.
said it. Yeah, you can't go back. So the decisions that you make, like, no pressure, but it's like, I think even just having the awareness of like it's like, again, like going back to dieting because we do
Mhm.
that so much easier, or that's like so much more common, right, than
Mhm.
financial fasting. Where it's just like, okay, I'm not going to eat chips, I'm not going to eat tortillas, I'm not going to eat bread, I'm not going to eat rice. Like you could just have the like, I'm not. Or you
Mhm.
could focus also on like, I'm going to eat 3 salads today. I'm going
Right.
to drink only water. I'm going to. So it's like that mindset mentality of like, okay, where am I heading?
Mhm.
So
And just kind of getting down to the why of all of this. Like, I'm thinking about right now, we're focusing on, like, the food piece, and it just is like, even though we just ate, I'm like, "Am I still hungry?" But I don't know. And how see, this is a squirrel moment. I just lost my train of thought.
well, I'll jump in and say that I think, those times when it's like, it's funny because the 21 days is like not that long, right? It's not even a whole month. But it sounds like when you're, like, taking away things, that scarcity mindset of, like, "I'm not gonna be able to," like, someone's putting a restriction on me.
Mhm.
But it is to focus on getting clearer and closer to God. And someone who I really respect, in his path with God is, he regularly fasts, like, as part of his nutrition. Like, he'll just like, sometimes for, like, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, he'll fast,
Mm.
like, intense.
Yeah.
And he is like, those times when I feel really challenged, I just pray. And I just call on God, like, to get me through this hunger. Get me
Mhm.
through this, and it's just like, I think it's like, how often do we go to him?
Right.
It's like you think about, I go to church on Sunday. I might go to like a midweek prayer group or something like that. But then the other days, like, what are you doing? And I think
Right.
this is like, that's really cool opportunity to like lean into God and be like, okay, what do you want me to do with the resources that you're giving me?
Right.
Whether it's your time, your money, your food, who you're spending your time with, what you're thinking about, what you're watching on TV, all those things. And
Yeah.
they were like, well, is this what God wants from me? Is this the best use of my time?
Yes, yes. And even in when you're saying that, in the fasting and asking God, like, what is it that you want me to do when you're on that autopilot? And that's kind of what I was thinking about too, is the why. Why am I doing this and who am I doing this for?
Mhm,
Right.
mhm,
So even thinking about the food that you put in your mouth, like, why am I eating this? And who does this serve?
mhm,
Right. So I just kind of think through that. And a lot of times for me, some of the decisions that I make, 95% of the time, can be from a place of emotion,
Of course.
right?
Yeah,
So you have these really emotional responses to some very non-emotional things.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I think it is very important to center all of your choices around or pulling God into those into those decisions. So at least that's kind of what I'm pulling from this. And I know I was telling you about the session that I had gone to for the library. They're doing for Latinx Heritage Month or Latinx Heritage Month. They're doing their own series of generational wealth.
Mm-hmm.
And the speaker, her name's Carissa Hernandez. She did this series just on like your relationship and your emotions behind your finances or with your finances. So, really kind of getting down. I think that's what I really want to focus on and take action on is when I am purchasing things. And that will be the challenge. Like, is this a want, a need, or a wish? Because even in our needs, you can buy something that you know that you need, but do you actually need that specific
Then.
type of thing that you're buying, right? Like kind of breaking it down with my range, right? Like I'm looking at the double oven with the convection and I need a stove. But do I need all
By
of
the way, I
that?
got the one with the air fryer in it. It's whack.
It is?
And I still had to buy a separate air fryer, so don't.
Oh, you know what? I needed to be here because that is what is in I have two. It's like, do I just
It's
want
too
the
big.
basic
It's
or
too
do I
big.
want
And it's like if you're like doing it maybe for like a big thing, but it's if it's just one person stuff, it's too big to get hot. It doesn't do the same as a smaller space.
okay.
So don't do it. But yeah, that's that limiting beliefs and scarcity mindset. I feel like those are like what you're talking about. What are your emotions behind things? And we go on autopilot, like I can't, I shouldn't, or I should. I deserve it. It's okay. It's not a big deal. Um, and the scarcity mindset too of like, oh, but it's on sale right now. I miss it. Oh,
Right.
yeah, it gets us all the time.
That talks to me and my little Costco addiction because
Mhm.
I will be quick to buy.
Well, I think since food is for both of us like a challenge, I'll just share one more thing with you.
Uh-huh.
Um, did you know that 1 pound is 3,600 calories?
Okay.
Trying to lose 1 pound, you gotta be in a deficit 3,600 calories.
Okay.
So
Which means that you would have to be counting the calories and
right.
what you're putting in your mouth in the first place.
Ballparky.
Okay.
Yeah. And so also your food gets broken down by proteins, carbs, and fats. So that's like why people are doing like these no carb diets because you're pulling on stored carbs in your body to pair with the protein and the fat. So like that's why Atkins is like it works to a point, right? Um so anyways, I try and now I've kind of been doing it for so long, I kind of know like what, I know for example, like my salads are not super high calorie. And if they are, they're good calories. It's like beans and like my favorites are like garbanzo beans, kidney beans, black beans, um, all the lettuces I'm cool with, purple onions, avocado. My family, thankfully, my mom has like 6 avocado trees. So we are avocado rich.
Look.
Yeah. So but
That's a blessing.
I'll get full off a salad. Throw in some croutons really for a little treat, whatever. And then your proteins, like it's good. So but it's crazy when you're eating out. Luckily now we're required to put the calorie count on the menus. Cause like when and I'm not gonna be able to do it on my 21 days, but I was buying a coffee today and I was looking at I went to Coffee Bean instead of Starbucks. I usually go to Starbucks. And I was like, the average coffee at Coffee Bean was like 350 calories for a small. That's like double or triple what I normally get at Starbucks because the sugar is so high. So I think again, just like I'm so excited about like, and I'm happy that on some things it's like more natural for me to like kind of assess what's happening. But I do it for my health. Now I want to do it for my money.
Right. Right.
So
And
super
that's
excited.
a health space too that kind of gets overlooked. You have your physical health, your mental, emotional health, and now you have your financial health.
And now when I'm looking like to go shopping, I find myself, I look more in the pantry and like, what do I have? What meals can I make for my mom was the queen of like, let's look in the fridge and I can make you like a gourmet meal from whatever is in here. She's so good at that.
Look, that is a skill set. I have a friend that you could give her 2 ingredients and she will whip up something that tastes so great. And I'm like, I can't even it's like the flavor profiles and people who are just really great at their taste buds are just good. I'm like, nah, I will eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich all week, all day, and be okay with that. Cause I cannot, like, I could have a can of beans and figuring out what do I want to do with that. It's too much thought.
Mhm. All right. Well,
And that's why I eat out a lot. So look, again, this
but
is
if you look at what eating out is really costing you
it is costing
financially
me a
and health
lot.
wise.
It is. So that's, this fast is I feel attacked. That's
No,
all I can say.
no, as I mean,
Not in a bad way.
right.
It really is just it's what would that be an analogy, a metaphor? Uh
How about you feel seen? No?
no, I don't want to feel seen in this area, but okay, I can say I feel seen. It's hitting me where it hurts.
Yeah. I mean,
Right.
same,
And it's
right?
in a good way, right?
Yeah.
Because you can't change what you're not aware of. So
Or what you don't want to admit,
right.
right? Like I looked at my student loans recently and I was like, why? I'm like, why is it still so much?
And that's, I had and like even in talking with about student loans, like I had so many and learned about the public service loan forgiveness program. And it's so funny because was telling one of my friends when I first worked in public service is because that's what I did in my first life. And I was just like, okay, I'm going to continue and work through this and keep at this, even though it doesn't pay a lot, because at the end of it all, I know that my loans will be forgiven. You do your 10-year bid, and then I can be done. And
Good for you.
yeah, and the blessing in all of that, nobody knew like when it came down to the pandemic that the shutdown would have such a major impact and effects across the nation. But the one blessing,
The world.
right? The one blessing of that is that it for those people who were on that program, it gave us more time because there were certain things that they looked at and realized there are people that have been making payments for 20-25 years. These loans should have been forgiven by now, right? So
Mm.
yeah. Yeah, there's some practices that have been brought to light, and throughout these last few years have been helpful. So I can most definitely say as we get further along, because it talks about the debt eliminator and stuff like that, that's one thing that I don't necessarily have to worry about.
Mhm.
But all this other stuff where I could be saving more money,
Mhm.
not eating out,
Yes.
food, food and entertainment.
Yeah, I'm listening to you on entertainment. My entertainment is like the hiking trail across the street from my house and hanging out with my friends and my family. Um, I don't yeah, I'm boring now. I don't go out as much.
I don't think that's boring. Like,
I
even with you talking about your nieces and nephews and godchildren, I would want
It's not
folks
they're
to
not boring, it's just that, like, I used to party a lot. I used to club and do all this, like, fun
but
stuff
how
when I'm a grown up.
fulfilled I think that your definition or what you see or can recognize as fun can change.
Mhm.
It's really fluid. Because I think, spending time with friends and family can be and is very fun.
I'm not saying they're not fun. I'm just saying, like, my perspective, because again, like, I just used to, like, we're going out, and I think a lot of my relatives and friends will see me like that. Like, I haven't really been, like, a party animal since, like, me my early 40s.
Yeah.
But, my the heart is still willing.
Yeah.
And, so anyways, it's just, I think that perspective, but I feel like it's good, right, to, like, chill out and
Yeah.
take stock of, like, what's really important, who's really important. And again, this whole chapter just needs to go back to, like, what's your relationship with God? And are you focusing on the fact that God is the one who really owns everything that you have.
Right.
All like, bringing it back to that honor to him. Yeah. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right.